the live.
Man.
All right, so
We're back.
we're back.
Oh, it's been so silly saying that. I know, and you guys are. If you're ever going to Patreon or YouTube and watch these videos, you're probably tired of me saying, "Oh, we're not really going anywhere." But I don't know.
We'll have this down to a well-oiled machine in a couple of years.
Yeah, but by the time by the time Facebook and YouTube have gone the way of Blockbuster, we'll have it down.
Yeah. But, so, Christy said, love Janis, you captured her. Patty Chapman said, beautiful, just amazing job. And then Kelly Petite said, thanks for the props for Epilepsy Foundation. We love you, and happy birthday, Jacqueline. But
thank
it
you
was
guys.
autocorrect, which I find hilarious. I
Ah,
should be Jacqueline. I am Jacqueline. What are you talking about?
I am Jacqueline.
I'm Jacqueline.
Well, it's fun working on these music paintings and stuff.
So what do you have left? What are you gonna try to? Because I know you mentioned that we were gonna not maybe do the full 2 hours. So are you?
Well,
What are you doing over there?
Well,
Share.
I'm just blocking it in. I wasn't sure how long it would take me to block it all in. I thought, well, maybe an hour and a half. I wasn't really sure. But, so I'm just going to finish. I'm going to go in with some reds and things and do the hair and just kind of get the color all over the place, except for a few. And then that's pretty much it. Just finish blocking it in. And if you block in a painting like this, I'm just putting colors where I think it might be good. For whenever I put it might look good, might be nice for the other colors to paint. Shoot, I swear my brain.
It's as if you've been talking to kids for 8
I
hours.
know. I swear my throat is because of all the children. I'm blocking in all the colors so that whenever I go back in with the paint knife, it'll have some variegation with it.
Cool.
Because some of the colors I'm going to use with the paint knife, I'm going to mix a medium in with it that's going to make it a little transparent. So some of this will show through a lot, some of it will show through just a little, and some of it won't show through at all. So it just depends on the medium. But I'll do that next time because I want to really go into how I'm mixing that stuff up, the different mediums and things. But it makes you think about music and stuff when you work on something like this. Like I remember the first time I heard, it's like you hear something like Janis or people like this, or I admire their music, and then I think about other people like Justin Bieber.
You just found out apparently.
You don't want to paint a picture of Justin
Well, I remember the first time I heard Justin Bieber, and I thought, man, it doesn't get any better than this. And I was right; it never did get any better.
That's terrible. Terrible.
But that's pretty much.
I will admit though, I'm not a fan. But every once in a while, a song will come on the radio, and I'm like,
You bob your head.
yeah, you're like, oh, this is kind of cool.
I know, and I feel
and
so.
then you hear who
But
it's
that's
from,
not him. That's
and you're
the
like,
beat, and that's the producer.
Yeah,
that's not even just.
I was surprised.
When that happens, I feel so dirty, though. I just feel like
I can't believe I'm doing this.
I've cheated my ears.
Why am I bobbing my head to the
I
sound?
know. I was surprised to hear back in the day that there's this one particular, I don't know his name, you might know his name. There's this one particular dude that writes almost all those hits. He wrote almost all of Britney Spears' music.
Oh, yeah.
I cannot remember his name, but I knew she didn't obviously write really her own stuff, and all those people kind of don't.
Well,
but
Taylor Swift.
yeah.
Does.
But the just super poppy ones, you kind of
That's
know.
kind of super cool.
And it's true, but I was just like, they just laundry listed off what he wrote, and it was it's like Prince back in the day who wrote all these hits, and you never knew.
I love Prince.
Yeah, you never knew.
Oh,
knew
yeah.
it, so.
The mystery behind
Alex
that.
joined us. Alexander from Robin's wife.
Oh my goodness! Well, hey.
Hey, long time no.
How are you?
Your name? I don't know. Carolyn wrote, "Love your art."
Thank you.
And Amelia Elaine wrote, "Hey, I have to say one of my favorite aspects of movement number 4 is the painting is speckled with oh my gosh, with puppy hair. I love your work. I love getting to see your paintings every day. I literally have a whole wall dedicated to your paintings.
Oh,
I
thank
have
you.
a bunch of your prints too, and still needing to put up my Bowie print. I'd love to watch all of this, but I have to go to bed. I'll have to catch up with you later." Well, thanks for tuning in and supporting the art and we cut the shows up and put them up on YouTube later, so definitely tune back in. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Thank you so much. Sleep tight.
You're welcome for the puppy hair.
Yeah.
That's an extra gift.
It is. That's
That is.
That's special.
It's funny because anytime John does any work with resin, I mean, there's no getting around it.
yeah.
There's
Yeah.
no it's like, I mean, there's a reason why they have, like, I don't know, giant tents that you do that sort of stuff in. That's practically quarantined from everything. So
This is true.
My kitchen floor that I just had redone has so much dog fur that's like,
Oh.
but you can't see it because unless you're down there looking at it.
yeah.
But with that polyurethane and stuff, it's like, oh, if you have a dog,
Yeah, it's hard to get away from. It's puppy love.
it's the sacrifice you make.
Yeah. Yeah, it's it's when we know if it's a painting that came from here.
There you go.
You
You can tell a reproduction.
Yeah. How much dog hair is in
Let's
that?
do a DNA test on this hair.
Yeah. Yeah, Amelia wrote, it does make it even more special.
Oh, thank you. Oh, hopefully I'm not like doing like heavy breathing
Like
into the mic because I'm leaning over. I'm sorry if I am. I apologize. You're welcome. I guess I don't know.
What are you working on now? I
I
see red. I love it.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm adding in some darker colors. I started with a bunch of light colors, and now I'm going to some dark. So I'm going to add some red and some purples and just sort of darken it up a little bit. And then I'll be pretty much done with this. Like I'll let it all dry, and then the next time I'll start with the palette knife and the palette knife. That'll probably be a good full 2 hours or so at least. If it goes more, then it'll be 2 shows. But
yeah.
But I don't know. I've thought about this painting. I don't know. I've wanted to do Janis for so long. It's kind of flowing a little. It's kind of going quicker than I don't know. It's
Because you've thought about it.
Yeah, I've thought about it. Sorry. I'm gonna try not to breathe into the mic too much. Sorry.
Yeah, that's fine. Thanks, Brooke.
I love painting so much.
Oh my goodness.
I'm holding my breath.
Okay, we're totally being.
I'm
This has gone past. Okay.
I'm paranoid now. Most of the bro fell off that one, but enough. I know what it is.
So I can't remember if I asked you. What color are you gonna paint her hair?
Oh, I don't.
You haven't gotten that far.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I was thinking about basing her hair off her face more. So seeing what colors kind of worked and felt good with her face, and then going, doing her hair, and then of course the background's going to be a little deeper, darker colors. So, but I'm thinking like some reds and blues, but maybe pinks. I'm not sure.
Ooh, pinks, I like that.
So, but I'm not sure because I kind of like that for the face too. And if I do too much of that in the face, I don't want to mess up
Put it in the hair.
Yeah. I want it to stand out. So, so I'm not really sure yet because I thought one thing when you get the knife and you start mixing the colors and seeing which ones kind of flow, what the paint feels like, then that can kind of help dictate a little bit.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, Steve Evans said, "Love it."
Oh, thank you.
And I should say, Steve Evans is an artist that we met in Oklahoma at the New View fundraiser, and he had a piece in that art show that I had to buy. It was fantastic. It was called "The Birth of Rosie."
Oh yeah, yeah.
The metal sculpture one.
Yeah, we have your piece in our bar room.
Yes.
So like when you first walk,
I love it. It's one of my favorites. It's one of my favorites.
In the bar room is the house that the people hang out most in our house. It's the first
number
room.
one spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you walk through our front door, the bar room is right on the left, and the den is straight ahead. But the bar room is usually the room that you go into.
Yeah, that's where everybody. I mean, yeah, when people go over,
Congregates.
they hang out there. And
Yeah, and it's right on the table, right to the left. So it's just prominent right there.
yeah, I love that piece, and it's like it. Just to kind of give you guys an idea, it's sort of this metal box, and inside is metal shavings, and it's on this like metal pedestal. The whole thing is I guess that's what, like steel, probably. Anyway,
the shavings.
No, the whole thing. It's just.
Oh yeah, I don't.
Yeah, it's probably like steel.
Still aluminum.
If he's listening, he
Yeah.
can let us know. And and on top is like coming out of these metal shavings is the shape of Rosie from the Jetsons, and I just love the piece. I just love it.
Of course you did.
I think
it's so cool, and it's surprising because
awesome.
it's a little bit abstract. You know, because it's made out of metal and all that. It's not like a.
It's not real detailed. It's minimalistic.
Yeah,
it's
minimalistic, and it's a sculpture.
You know exactly what it is the minute you see it. You know that it's a robot coming out of metal shavings.
Yeah, I was gonna say that it's surprising how many people will look at that and they'll go oh, is that Rosie?
Yeah.
And they're like, yes, it's Rosie. That's so cool. You got that. That's.
I haven't heard Rosie like that name in forever.
I know. It's sort of an old. Yeah, it's an old. It's like, but. Doggone.
So Dee wrote, no Bieber fever, question mark? What are you thinking?
Only when I hear it, and then it raises my temperature, and I'm like,
oh my gosh, turn it off.
Embrace it.
And she wrote, the color layering, is that a watercolor technique that you have adapted in a certain way? Question mark. To you. It's too intense.
I'm too busy with Bieber fever.
Okay.
Fever.
I normally would move the canvas, but I don't. I would mess things up, so I'm just stretching. That's funny that you should say that. It is a bit. And that's one of the kind of cool things about acrylics that I really like, and that's what when I started using acrylics instead of oils. The original reason was because we had a baby in the house, but when Jack was a baby, and I was afraid that the toxins and stuff would hurt him, because I just knew, I just had this feeling that oils were so much better than acrylics. It wasn't even worth giving them a chance. But then I did, because I thought, oh my goodness, because I would touch the dog, and the dog would be covered in paint, like our little Ann, and then
all the time.
and I thought, oh, if I do that to the baby and it's toxic, so I thought, well, I'll give acrylics a try, and then I loved them. It was just. But one of the things that I really like about acrylics was that you can mix these different mediums with them. So you can make the same paint, like the same paint out of the tube, work like a watercolor. So you can use watercolor techniques. Then you can use the same paint and use oil techniques, just mixing a different medium in with it. Or you can use them kind of like your standard acrylic sort of thing. But, you can do so much with them. And then they have different types of acrylics, like I have these that look like ink, but it's high flow acrylic. It's acrylic paint that has the stuff's over there, but it has like this flow release already added to the paint, so it just saves you a step. Or if you want to just mix it yourself, which I do usually, I use the flow release, and I just keep filling the bottles.
It's really cool how
cool.
versatile the acrylics are, because like depending on how thick you put them on or what you do mix them with, I mean they will give completely different looks, and that's really cool. But they also wash off, like you said.
You preach it, girl.
And with you and the dogs and how much paint you get on everything, washing off is a good thing.
Yeah. It almost sounds like we're trying to sell acrylic paint.
I know, right?
So if you want to buy our,
I think oils,
our DAM,
in my
experience,
oils are really hard to work with, but whereas acrylics, they're more malleable, if that makes sense. Like, you can build up on them, make it thicker, and still work with it. Whereas oils, it almost melts in a way. I don't know how to explain, like, when you touch the oils, it doesn't do the same thing acrylics do.
Yeah.
Seems like it's easier to do what you need it to do. And make the image you want it to make.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, and they're kind of fun too, because they're so much easier to get into. So I mean, if you don't like with oils, like for me, I have a studio, so I don't have to worry about the cleanup as much. But if you use the space for other things, it may be a 30-minute cleanup, because you've got to clean all your brushes, you got to clean all the stuff, you've got to use
cleaning oil.
And you have to use the chemicals to clean.
Yeah, and it takes a while. It's just like, gosh. But with acrylics, like me, like I paint every day, so I never. Well, I clean my brushes every day in this, but I just put them in water because I use them every day. And I know they say don't do that. Use them often enough. I mean, I'll keep it. I've had this brush for like 2 years.
Who is they?
Constantly.
Yeah, it's because I use it every day. It's like, so it's,
they say.
Yeah, and they say that you need to buy special things to clean with, and you can use dish soap, like the oil dish soap. It's better than any of the things. I bought everything I could find in the art store because I thought you needed to buy expensive specialty.
Yeah.
They clean
So-
birds with it.
Yeah.
There you
Yeah,
go.
yeah. If you can
Birds.
clean a bird, you can clean a brush. With the soap will clean a bird, it'll clean a brush.
Yeah. Put a bird on it. So,
Bird on it. Yes.
Lorraine
That's the
Lorenz.
second show in a row that you've been able to say that.
This is my goal. I'm going to squeeze that saying into every
Bird on
show.
it.
So far, you almost have.
I'm trying.
Just say middle, and quiet. Put a bird on it.
Put a bird on it. Okay, so
Portlandia.
Lorraine Lorenz Myers joined us and said, "Wow, John looks fantastic."
She said John looks fantastic.
John looks
Yeah.
fantastic.
Oh, gosh.
Thank you.
Wow, comma John! Exclamation mark.
Oh,
looks
okay.
fantastic!
Oh,
Exclamation mark.
see, we totally
Wow, John
took
looks
that as
fantastic. I
different.
got it. in my
Yeah.
head.
He's like, in my head, this is how I'm gonna hear it.
Yeah. That's
Whenever
usually,
I tell the story,
That's
the way I'm going to tell it.
that's usually how it goes. And then and Steve Evans wrote back in and wrote, "So glad you love her. I know Rosie has a good home."
Oh, thank you.
She does.
Oh, and I should say thank you for saying it looks fantastic too.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
I also should say, if Steve's still watching, he crossbreeds orchids. Okay.
Whoa.
Yeah, they're really. I mean, I can't keep anything. I
Uh-uh.
can't keep anything alive, let alone crossbreed and grow a very, I assume, difficult plant like an orchid.
Yes.
But I do want to, unfortunately, let you know, Steve, that my bonsai died.
Oh
The,
no.
the one that you gave me advice about, and well, it died.
Did you follow the advice? To
Man,
the T?
I did everything. I'm pretty sure I did. I mean, no. Okay,
Okay, I
this
bought
is
you a
okay.
planting thing, I think, for Christmas one year, and nothing ever came of that.
Well, I might not have actually
Yeah,
planted
never used
anything
it.
yet, but I still have it. The issue was, okay, this is, and if he's listening, he can tell me what I did wrong. If I, whatever. I bought a bonsai. I was going through this thing. I love bonsais, right? I mean, who doesn't? And so there's like a specialty bonsai shop in Dallas, and you go into the place, and I swear it's like, it's incredible. The bonsais are huge and super expensive or whatever. I got this little tiny one. It was all like, had already been like grown into curves, and it was super cool. And I mean, I bought lights for that
I
thing,
know.
like sunlights. I was keeping it. It was rocking and rolling for a while, making some new leaves,
It's
and
cute.
it was real pretty. And then Jack got a little bonsai, and and then I noticed it had like aphids, like those bugs. Anyway, aphids of some sort. So I read up on forums, and they were like, you can use this particular poison, like bug spray, but it's not harmful to the plant. You just don't want any to get into the root. Anyway, so I wrapped the base and the soil in a plastic bag, and then sprayed the leaves and everything lightly with this pesticide stuff.
Sounds really complicated.
Well, I read up on this. It was ridiculous. And so then, like, immediately, leaves started to drop. Like, every day I'd come in and be like, leaves.
Suffocated it.
No, I took
Poor
the plastic
plant.
off. No, I took the plastic
No,
off.
with the poison.
That's how they told me to do it. And then they were like, well, some plants, and on the same forum, they were like, well, some plants won't even do well with that. So you have to go in and individually wipe the aphids off each leaf. And I'm like, wow, I don't know about all that. I don't know about the patience. I mean, I guess that's where you find your zen in bonsai growing, is wiping the aphids off each leaf.
Ew.
But it wasn't
I don't have that.
for me. It wasn't working. Anyway. Oh, and Dee Dee wrote, ladybugs eat aphids, I think. You were right, they do. That was another suggestion.
Release
Yeah,
ladybugs.
that was a suggestion on the forum, was you could release ladybugs. The problem with that is that you didn't want to do that if you had an indoor bonsai, and it was an indoor bonsai. If
How
you
did
have
they get
outdoor
aphids if
bonsais,
it was indoor? Like, did they...
I think what happened was the bonsai I got for Jack had aphids already,
And then
and it spread to mine because they were right next to each other. It was sad. And
You watch it slowly die.
I watched it. I was so mad because I was like, man, this It's gonna be It's gonna be my new expensive hobby.
I hate nature
My
now.
new expensive hobby.
It's ridiculous.
I'm not doing roller derby anymore. I
Yeah,
don't have to pay for wheels and skates.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to find my zen somewhere else, I guess.
Oh, but you are skateboarding now.
I did
Did
get
you
a
go
skateboard.
out?
I did.
And
I didn't fall. I wore wrist guards and a helmet, and Jack went bike riding at the same time. So what?
how do you stop?
Put my foot down. Like no.
I tried doing that. Okay, when I tried to longboard, right?
Uh-huh.
I put my foot down, and the board kept going with my other foot on it, and I ended up like in the splits. And
Yeah.
that wasn't fun.
The only issue I've run into is when I hit something and maybe the board does something weird or stops and I'm still going forward. It's like the one time I almost fell. Or if it goes out from... I mean, it's your typical reason for falling on a skateboard, but
You have to get that foot drag though. The foot drag down just right.
Yeah, part of it...
You went for a mile the other day though. Like you did a mile.
Really?
Ride.
Yeah.
Remember me being on campus at UNT and I had to grab onto a chain link fence because I was going too fast? Like they were doing construction. I grabbed onto a chain link fence and let the board just go while I hung there.
Maybe you shouldn't have, I started off slow. Okay, right next to our house we have a park and we have like a concrete hockey thing.
That's just too logical. What are you talking about?
Well, so Jack and I went over there and I just practiced trying to keep my balance. The thing about these longboards, which I didn't realize, is that they have so much curve to them.
You can change that though.
Yeah.
By tightening.
I thought about doing that because it is like a serious curve. Like if you just lean a little bit and you're like, you know.
You can
But
tighten
anyway,
that.
so we just went over there and I slowly practiced, and then when I felt comfortable, we moved over to the sidewalk that has all the things going around and did that. So I'm feeling good about it. I think it's just going to take practice. But
Yeah, I'm surprised that you went out with Brian and he walked a mile and then you skateboarded a mile with him, and I thought, wow,
Dang, guys.
Yeah.
that's awesome. I
What
mean,
is
I
this?
didn't
We're
feel-
all
I didn't-
getting, or y'all are getting in shape. I want to go.
oh,
Let's get on it.
She went and ran 8 miles yesterday, I think,
Yeah. Yeah.
or
It's
something.
okay, honey.
Thanks, buddy.
Well, really fast. Let me go over to the Facebooks. Jean Harrowwood joined us.
Oh, hey, Gene.
Let's see.
Thanks for joining us.
Lacey said Mary Bridget Davies stars in A Night with Janis Joplin is on Broadway HD if you want to catch it.
Ooh, thank you. That's
Very
awesome.
cool. Very cool. That would be awesome. Heather Carson, alkyd oils are great too. They are a fast drying oil. Oh, and they don't dry as fast as acrylic, but faster than oil.
You know, I want to say Winsor Newton or somebody sent me a whole case of water oils or water-based oils.
Is it alkyd?
Yeah.
Alkyd?
I don't know. It's it's oils that you clean up with water, and I haven't tried them yet either. I ought to try them sometime.
Yeah, we
could try them on here and see.
Yeah.
You guys can look at them too and see what you think. But
Well, Jeff Whitmire joined us, and let's see. Dee Dee said, "Jackie, don't bring down the party." I assume that's me talking about my dead bonsai.
Yeah, right? Jeez.
Sorry.
I just have to scrape the aphids off one at a time.
And they
Save them.
die.
I mean, that's the whole
And then I watch the leaves fall.
It was sad.
pile friends.
I don't know. And then, okay, see, Steve wrote, soapy water kills aphids. Bonsai trees take too much work. This is coming from somebody that breeds orchids. Okay?
Wow.
Root pruning, training, and pruning. I'll stick with my orchids, he says.
Wow.
And then Jeff says, looking great so far, John.
Thank you.
And you,
Thank
the
you.
painting.
Oh.
You and the painting?
Oh, hey.
Oh, he's getting funky over there.
Yeah. Thank you,
He
man.
Made him wiggle.
Let me wiggle.
Getting crazy.
Yeah, I'm almost done with this part. I think to be able to let it dry.
Cool.
But I'm just kind of working on it and chatting. But I want to put a little bit of a lighter area over here, just sort of kind of my signature.
So I noticed, in prominent eye that has the glasses over it, like yes.
This one?
That is lighter than everything else. What's your plan there? Is it like highlights or something? What's going on?
Sorry, I keep hitting the microphone. Yeah, well, I want to make that lighter, and this over here I'll probably make lighter as well, I think, or I might do something with that. And I'm not really sure. I wanted to give this lens some more thought, because I want to make it look different, like
like
so
the direction of the sun, maybe.
yeah,
Wherever,
yeah,
you know.
yeah. So I mean, because right now it doesn't look like a lens, so I want to do something because the lens goes right through here.
Yeah.
And I want to, I want to make it known. But on the other hand, I mean, you could make it known by just making some more little lines and not connecting it, and have it more transparent, and then maybe make this one where it's more glossy.
Yeah.
So how sometimes how glasses will reflect on one side and then you can see through the other.
Oh yeah.
So that might look more realistic, or maybe have it reflect and then have a couple reflections, but then you can see through other. I just don't know. I don't know which way to go with it. So I'm not really sure. But that's one thing that I could think about. But that's one nice thing about blocking in a painting like this, is that you can experiment with a few things, you can try things out, and then see what you think, So I don't really know.
Very cool.
And of course, if you do it and you don't like it, you can always change it and do something else. I know I did a painting of Brooke where she was wearing a jacket. It's called Western Harajuku. And I think I painted 7 or 8 coats on you before. You had a leopard one. You had like a blue one, a red one. I don't know. You had all these different ones. So like if anybody ever wanted to X-ray that thing, it's like it's one makeover, another makeover, another makeover, another makeover. It's like so I don't know. It's kind of weird.
That was one of the first. That was at the very beginning.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
That was before you were married to Jackie.
Was it?
Was
Yeah.
it?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
No,
The one
no.
he did of you?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Because you were still
We were dating. Yeah, we were dating,
but
and
you
then
weren't married.
because, yeah, that's right. Because you and Jackie worked on the makeup for that.
Yeah,
thing.
she took
Oh,
pictures.
that's right. That's right. That is old school. That's right, because it was in the old apartment.
Yeah.
It was ages ago.
Yeah, we did it in the old studio.
Mm-hmm.
Which I must say, I had a 2-bedroom apartment, and then and when I first started painting, it was in that place on Hickory Street here in Denton, and I had like a little 4 square foot area, and I thought, oh, that's enough to paint in, like in the den. I had like a little 4 split, and then I took over the den, and I thought, I'll just move to the bedroom. So I moved to the bedroom. Well, and I thought in my bedroom I had a really big closet. I thought, I don't really need a bedroom, so I moved the bed to the closet. And so I slept in the closet and then had the bedroom and the den to be able to paint in, and then took over the other bedroom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the whole house became my studio.
Pretty much.
And then
I moved in.
Yeah, and little Miss Jackie came in and said,
Had to put a change.
she
to
said,
that.
"You're not sleeping in the closet." I was like, "But it's cozy."
No.
So
No.
Oh.
So thank goodness for Jackie and her civilizing.
Well, but your seizures
effect.
were bad back then, like worse
Yeah.
than they had been.
So why not just lock me away in the closet? Forget about it for a while.
Just stay in there.
Stay there.
Well, Dee Dee wrote in and agreed on the painting, that it's looking great.
Oh, thank you, Dee Dee.
I love the chin. Also, I like her teeth, that they look perfect, not like the George Washingtons or Chiclets, like mine always do.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, and
Oh,
Veronica
thank you.
Armstrong joined and said, one of my favorites.
Oh,
Thanks.
thank you guys. Thank you so much. Well, I'm about done with this part. I'm so painty.
So tell us, recap really fast what you think you're going to do next live show.
Oh, the next live show.
Dun dun dun.
Welcome to the bird show. Put a bird on it. Okay, no, you got me doing it.
See?
No, on the next one.
That's the reflection in the lens. Is the bird.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
there
true.
you go.
Yeah, then put a little bird. Put a bird on it. Every painting's gonna have a hidden bird somewhere. Just keep looking until you find it.
It'll be there. It'll be there.
Yeah, it'd be funny, and then never put a bird in a painting, and just tell people, yeah, every painting has a hidden bird somewhere. just keep looking
People are just
for
staring
it.
at it.
Just
like,
keep looking for it.
Oh no, I see it. I see it.
There it is. There it is. No, you don't see it.
Yeah, on the next show, I'm gonna get crazy with some paint knives, and one of the things that I really want to do is show how I use paint knives, and I would love to hear about you guys that also like to use paint knives and brushes, and what techniques you guys find useful. I know that before I ever used a paint knife, I read, I think I read 3 books on paint knives. I looked up all these articles, and stuff, and then it was like, okay, that's kind of. But then I went to a show, and there was this lady that did a painting of sunflowers, and it was so thick, and you could feel where the paint knife went into the paint and came back out and drug the paint and folded it over, and I was able to feel that and do it, and then it clicked. I was like, oh, that's how you use a paint knife. And I learned way more from the other artists than I ever did from, all the stuff that I had read. So if anybody has like any techniques that you want to share or anything, I'd love to hear that. And but I'll go over what I do, the different mediums I use, and it's not that complicated, but I'll show you what I do.
Cool. Well, speaking of tools, real fast, Lacey asked, do you put pressure on the brush, or does it just glide over the surface?
It depends. Most of the time, it glides a little bit. Like I'll put a little bit of pressure. There's sometimes whenever, if I'm kind of blocking in an area and I don't really need to fill the paint or anything, I'll use almost like a dry brush. Like I'll really scruffle it on there. I do that with burnt sienna sometimes. Like if I want to get a transparent sort of look, I'll use a transparent burnt sienna that's really liquidy, and I'll put that on a big brush, and I'll just sort of scrub it in, but it's very little paint, so it just kind of tints it. That's fun. I love the sound that breaks too. That
nice.
What's that sound when you like? What's that expression where you like those sounds? And they have videos where they're just making the sounds, like somebody opening a bag of chips, or a letter.
I don't know.
That's the kind of sound it makes for me, where I'm like, oh. Or like if you're doing a workshop, and you've got like 20 or 30 or 100 people or whatever that are all painting, and the sounds of the brushes on the canvas.
Yeah, that's nice.
I love that. I just love that sound. The little murmurs of people kind of talking.
I like the, it's weird. I like the sound of when those raised line drawings that we make, when you peel them apart.
Ooh.
Oh.
Like the paper, because the paper sticks to the one before.
Yeah, that's a good sound.
That's a good sound. It's like,
yeah.
Anyway,
We went off on a really weird
this
tangent.
is dorky. Okay.
Talk about our favorite sound.
Yeah. Okay, so
next week on your favorite sound,
we're gonna play the sound of horse hooves.
there we go.
So, all right. Well, with that said, we are going to sign off. Make sure and like and subscribe, all that fun stuff. Tune in next time, because John's going to lay down some thick paint, and I'm excited about that. It's going to be great. Might be able to finish the painting in one other live show. We'll see.
Wouldn't that be
It'd
something?
Awesome.
That would be crazy, yeah.
So, but, all right. Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Thanks so much for making it fun, everybody.
Thanks.
Ah. Paints in the
Well, it's been the